I get the bag and flip it and tumble it. Straight off the lot, 300 cash, and the car came with a blunt in it. Lil' mama a thot, and she got ass, and she gon' fuck up a bag. Pull up to the spot, living too fast, dropping the dope in the stash. In Italy, got two foreign hoes, they give me. Draw the top, when it's cold, but you feel the heat. Be real with me, keep it 100, just be real with me. Eat it up like it's a feast. They say the dope on fleek.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 29 of the Splash Cast, our ATL edition, part 1. I am your co-host, Reggie.
I am your co-host, Norwood, and I am ready to get into party today. Let's do it, my friend.
Man, we ready to get into it. So let's get into it. So first, we're going to start out with our Braves segment, man. Talk about pins and needles and nervous. Atlanta just don't like to make things easy, do they? They don't like to make things easy. As of today, we're recording on 10/23/2021. This is Saturday. Game 6 is tonight. The Braves are up 3-2, just like we were last year when we were up 3-1. The difference is we play the last 2 games at home. We're the home team.
This is the life that our
Nervous,
parents,
man.
This is the life that our parents chose for us when they decided to have us and for us to be born in Georgia. This is a struggle that is not my own. This is a special shout out to Lester and Val. Y'all did this to me. Every year I have to struggle through some struggle in my life of my team possibly and then eventually letting me down.
Man, listen. I mean, and the thing is with the Braves, it gets so leeway because they're the only team in Atlanta to have a championship, the only one. Yeah. So like we hold them in a special place.
And everybody loves it'd be me. Oh yeah, hope them Braves win today.
All around us. And the thing is that they're the Southeast team. They're not, because the Braves were here before any other franchise in the Southeast.
Exactly.
So they're here. So it is a lot of pressure.
It's that our team is always so good, but doesn't win nearly enough. And it's like you have this high of, all right, we hit it up the mountain, dive bomb, year after year at the most inopportune time. And this is just a perfect story.
21 years, man. What is it? 21 out of 24 years you've had the division championship?
Yes. Braves get out to a 3-1 lead. You're headed home. You lose the last one in LA, no worries. You still got 2 games to win 1 game.
Yep. And we're at home. And Max Scherzer, who is the Dodgers ace, is not pitching in game 6 because his arm is dead. And, in game, was it 3? 4? No, it was game 2. I'm sorry, game 2, he got beat. So that's a plus. We're not facing Max Scherzer. The minus is when we dropped the ball on a bullpen game. When they played their bullpen, they tried their bullpen out there the whole game, and we didn't beat them. Also, this dude for the Dodgers, what is it, Thomas, that hit like 3 home runs last game? That can't happen today, man.
Yeah,
that can't happen today. Let me look up his name real quick. I want to make sure I get his name correct.
We're playing against Walker Buehler. I don't know anything about this guy.
Chris Taylor hit 3 home runs last game. 3.
But you know how I feel about stuff like that. You're gonna end up using your own. You're gonna use all your home runs in one game and then not be able to find another one later. It's a law of averages at the end of the game.
Well, I mean, Freddie Freeman has woken up. He's hit a home run in the last 3 games. I want to say 2 or 3 games. So 3 out of the last 4 games. And for as much maligned as the Braves offense has been, because I mean, we haven't been blowing them out. We are due an offensive explosion.
Yes.
We are due a game like this. And I would love for it to be tonight. So by the time you listen to this, ladies and gentlemen, either we're going to be right and the Braves are going to the World Series, or we're going to be wrong and we'll be preparing for Game 7.
And emotional breakdown. Let's not forget about the
it'll be an
emotional breakdown. Anxiety levels will be through the roof. I really just need you guys. I have faith in you guys. And the next thing we'll get to, I have zero faith in. So I want you to take that as a compliment. I do believe in you guys. I just need you guys to take care of your business. You're more than qualified. Please do it for me and my mental and emotional. I already told my supervisor at work. I was like, my mood will be 100% dependent on what happens with the Braves on this weekend. And you know that if it ain't good, I ain't gonna be good on Monday.
Ooh, and you in Houston too, and they'd already done clinched, man. But that's in our MLB segment. So I hope we win.
The trash can bangers are going back, and I bet they cheated again.
Oh, also Charles Barkley, you're a great commentator, Emmy award-winning analyst, all that stuff. Shut up when it's time talking about Atlanta teams. Just shut up. Shut up.
The hell up, Charles.
Guaranteed. Shut up, Charles. We don't need none of that.
If they say Atlanta, excuse yourself from the conversation. We don't
get on out there. We don't need your juju, bro. We don't need that juju.
And you be playing. See, that's the part that I have the issue with. You're not emotionally invested into any of these teams, so you're willing to say anything. Some of us are living and dying by this team's success because I have to support the Atlanta Falcons, who are a tragedy. Charles, I'm looking directly into the camera. I'm talking directly to you, just in case, by way of this, somebody passes this on to you. Don't say anything about any Atlanta team. Or if you do, say it about the Falcons. We've given up on them.
We'll sacrifice. The Falcons sacrifice. That's self-sacrifice. We'll sacrifice the Falcons. Come on, man. Don't talk about the Braves or the Hawks. But we'll get that too.
Hawks and Braves, you don't even know them. Never heard of them. Ever.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of our Braves segment, man. We want, what is it? T's and P's. T's and P's to the Braves.
Thoughts
T's and P's.
Thoughts
no
and
matter
prayers.
what you believe. Send
prayers.
whatever prayers you believe to the Braves.
Thoughts and prayers to the team, and thoughts and prayers to the fans like us who are stressing and barely alive. Y'all be safe.
I mean, yeah.
And I'm gonna have another one of these.
All right, man. Let's get into some football. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with our Falcons segment of part 1, episode 29 of the Splash Cast, our ATL edition. The Falcons are coming out of a bye week where we didn't lose. We didn't lose. So now the Falcons are going to play against the Dolphins. Am I correct? And do we play them in Miami? So we play the Dolphins. I don't really have no faith that we're going to win this game. I don't think we've beaten the Dolphins in a while, actually.
They're so bad, though. They are awful.
The Dolphins?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they are.
Yes, they are just bad. But we are bad and worse. This is another lower than mediocre team that we will play, us being a less than mediocre team. I assume this game is probably on already in London or somewhere else that nobody cares about.
I don't know, man. But look, the Dolphins have some weapons. They have. Well, I don't even know if 2 is a weapon. They're trying to trade. They have Jalen Waddle.
You ever used a broken gun before?
Tua, like, damn it. If you use it, like, if you could get it to work, that motherfucker shoot straight every time. But every time you shoot one time, trigger break. You be like, come on, dog.
Unless your life is dependent on it. Here he is, right behind me, and I'm finna. Yeah, now you do. You like one of them videos on Instagram. You wake up in heaven. Wait, I just knew my gun was.
Tua, he has so much potential. It was unfortunate that when he was a rookie. No, I mean, yeah, but then his potential took a big hit because his thing was being able to move around in the pocket, and also, well, this is another point. His thing was being able to move around in the pocket and look players off and throw the ball. It's easy to do that in college, but then when he got that hip broke and them ankles started giving way, he started looking real mediocre.
But what is his? Because to be a high-level quarterback, to be one of the best quarterbacks, to be a quarterback that people truly respect, you have to have something, your niche that you are known for.
His accuracy. That was always his thing, was his accuracy.
Is he that? I mean,
you need accuracy as a quarterback. He has a strong arm. He's accurate.
I don't know how strong. I don't feel that his arm. Like when I think of a strong arm, I think of Josh Allen.
I mean, he throws the ball. I mean, come on, man. That's like saying when I think of an all-pro cornerback, I only think of Deion Sanders. Like Josh Allen throws the ball 80 yards in the air.
Yeah, a lot of these, I'm not giving to the cannon. I'm not giving him that he's surgical yet, and I don't think he's mobile anymore.
No, he's definitely not mobile. That was my point. He's not mobile.
Now I'm like, you don't have to show me. You show me how you're good. If you can show your work, I'll give you a deserving grade and we can move forward. But if you can't show your work, I don't believe you.
Well, so I guess I'm shooting him some bail because, I mean, the Dolphins are a poorly put together team.
You think so?
The Dolphins put together. I mean, you talk about Josh Allen. Josh Allen wasn't good until they got Stephon Diggs. Like, he wasn't good. He was not Sam Darnold. I mean, he has a winning record. He's not great, but he's better than he was in the Jets. The
Dolphins got, what's the dude's name? Gesicki, he's good. That tight end?
We've named 2 players on offense. There are 11 players.
We Falcons fans. We Falcons fans.
We've only had 2 players. 2.
But
we ain't talking about the Dolphins. This ain't a Dolphins pod. But I'm saying like the Dolphins can be formidable.
You got Waddle, you got Gesicki. We got Pitts, we got Cordero Patterson.
Well, and so that's the next point. We're bringing back Russell Gage and Calvin Ridley. So we'll finally actually get to see the offense at full speed. At full, all players back. And honestly, if Kyle Pitts plays like he did before in London against the Jets, Calvin really won't have to be your number 2. I mean, won't have to be your number 1. He could go back to being a number 2.
Oh, yes. Let's do that. This is another game that I hate to do this because every time I say that this team is so bad that we should beat them, we play down and then play worse. Mm-hmm. If you guys want to keep jobs, this is a game you should win. Everybody, if you want to keep a job, minus Kyle Pitts and probably.
I don't even know about keeping a job. This is, to me, a 17-game audition for a lot of players. Y'all not going to be here next year. A lot of players ain't going to be here next year. They're going to be you auditioning for another team.
Hey, you better get some good tape.
That's what this for.
That's all you're going to be able to sell them, man. And if you can't get good tape versus the Dolphins, hope you got a good resume.
Hopefully our defense steps up. We're missing. I think we get some of our defensive players back. We are losing Dante Fowler Jr., which is really just more like an abrasion versus a wound because he hasn't really lived up to the billing anyway. But we get a lot of other players back, so we're starting to get our depth back. So hopefully we can eke out a win, and then we'll be at 500, which that'd be a rough 6 games to get to 500, but we got there. We really should be 4-2, but it is what it is. Actually, you can't even say that about the Falcons because the Falcons did what the Falcons do. So you can't say should.
You really say this is where we get back to being Falcons fans. Philly ain't played that good since they played.
Since 32-6 and then have been hot boo-boo.
Which means that you know what? I'm not going to come up these myths in my head of how I was exactly right about how we should have run through these teams because we didn't. It's a struggle that we fight with every day. And I'm fine with it because I'm a strong soul and I will not be broken and I will not be deterred.
That boy is giving himself a fan pep talk.
You self-affirmation. You got to believe in self before I believe. You think if it came down to do I believe in myself or do I believe in the Atlanta Falcons?
You always believe in self.
Exactly.
But your self-affirmation here is talking about
and yes, and I believe that my self-affirmation can overstretch and supersede any Falcons foolishness. And I said that without fumbling. Let's get on to the children.
foolish. No. And then, but there is one more storyline.
You want to come back to the Falcons, boy?
Yeah. There's one more because it's an interesting storyline. So Brian Flores, isn't that his name? Flores.
Mm-hmm.
He's the coach. You know, him and Matt Ryan were on the same team at Boston College. He was the linebacker, and Matt Ryan was the quarterback. And now he's a head coach, and Matt Ryan's still playing. That's interesting to me. So, if anybody knows Matt Ryan's tendencies and what he's developed, is Brian Flores.
That is weird. That is extremely weird. You mean
he's a very young. Now he's a young coach. I mean, he's like 37. I want to say.
And Matt Ryan is an
old quarterback. And when those powers combine, we get trash football.
No, so, but look, it ain't Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan, you know.
It's a joke. He playing his ass off. Though.
I might be the only person in the Matt Ryan fan club, but I will live and die on that hill.
He has been playing very, very well. I mean, football has changed and it's evolved. So to say that he's on his MVP trajectory in terms of stats is misleading because now you can throw the ball and as defense you can't really touch the receiver at all.
He's playing a lot better than a lot of these guys though.
Hey man, and as I said, a lot of people not gonna be here next year.
No,
go ahead. Why not trade Matt Ryan for a couple picks? I mean, he's at the top of the class right now. It's a few teams that would need him.
You can't trade him because you have
he's
to
the greatest Falcon of all. Yeah.
No. Hey, once Julio walked out of that door, the door is open for anybody. But if I know you're not gonna if I know next year I'm not gonna pay you, I'm not gonna trade picks to get him now and try to put him in the system midway through. No, I'll wait. For the teams that need him, their season is probably already over. Nope, I was gonna say the 49ers, but they got Trey Lance, and that's gonna be their future. There's no place that he can go. Maybe,
right now.
Yeah, maybe Denver-ish. I don't know.
I would say Denver would be a good spot.
I don't know how good Denver is. They didn't really look good against the Browns.
And they've lost 4 straight.
Yeah, I don't think a quarterback solves that problem. No, if it's me, I'm waiting. I'll kick the can on this one.
Yeah, I mean, the only other team you could probably think of, but there's no contender. Every contender has a decent quarterback. So, exactly. And Matt, you're not going to trade front office. You wouldn't trade Matt Ryan to a trash team. If you did that, you would lose the fan base, the little fan base that you do have.
Oh, you sure as hell would lose me.
So
I've been trying to get lost anyway.
Oh, and what did you say? We gonna throw this out there, Julio. I think you miss Matt Ryan a little bit.
Oh, surely do. You miss Matt Ryan. I think you might enjoy winning. So,
I mean, yeah. I mean, you're doing the same thing you did in Atlanta. Play a game, get hurt, sit out 2 weeks, play a game, having a miraculous catch, get hurt. Sit out 2 weeks.
But
they got Derrick Henry.
I was about to say it must be nice to have Derrick Henry go over there and run 30 times a game. You ain't feeling it today, Julio? No worries. We wasn't gonna give you the ball that many times. Anyway, Derrick Henry gonna run this thing until somebody quit. I feel like every game Derrick Henry plays, somebody will be like, well, this will be my last NFL game.
They'd be like, yo, Derrick Henry. They'd be like, yo, Derrick Henry gets stronger I'm like, he don't get stronger. He's just big, and everybody else gets tired of it.
And gets weaker. No, I feel like their strength be going down every time you hit him. Like I can never hit as hard as I used to again after I hit Derrick Henry one time.
Nope. Be like, you know what? It's like in the fourth quarter, just be like, you got it, dog.
It's not the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter, you've already given up. It's the first quarter, and you like, whoo, I'm tired already, and I got 3 more quarters to deal with this man.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. I mean, a lot of people said Julio was going to flourish with Tannehill. Kind of the same thing.
Oh, now Tannehill is who we thought he was. Next.
Oh, man. But ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of our Falcons segment. We are now going to transition to a team that we actually have a lot of optimism about. We'll talk about the Atlanta Hawks. Stay tuned.
Flashcast is truly a roller coaster. We go up with the Braves, Down with the Falcons. Here we are headed back up with the Hawks.
Yep. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we dive into some Hawks news for part 1 of episode 29 of the Splash Cast. The Hawks season has officially kicked off after it seems like a long layover between our last preseason game and our first regular season game. It was 7 days, which I don't think any other team had that long of a layover, which actually helped us because everybody got help. Most of us got healthy. We kicked off the season against the Mavericks and the Dallas Luka Doncic. And we won. Like we told y'all we was going to win. We won by 30. Well, 27, I'm sorry. We won by 27.
We were up by 30.
Plus.
This is an explanation of everything that's going on. Number one, I'm going to go Hawks before I go Mavericks. This is what we envision the team to look like really from day one.
100%.
You actually talked about this in production meeting all week. If we can get 20 and 15 out of Trey, we are the most dangerous team in the NBA. I don't care what anybody says.
Yep.
But you also get great defensive play, great energy from John Collins. Clint Capella, even on a minutes restriction, just dominated what little resiliency that the Mavericks had in the paint. And DeAndre Hunter is the master lock. This is it. People always like, how do you believe that DeAndre Hunter can be the best person on the team because of what he did to Luka? And anybody who knows me, I have always been a Luka fan. I will always be a Luka fan. I do have the picture saved of Luka in an Atlanta Hawks hat. It discourages me. I do want to cry a little bit. But with that said,
I don't know why you saved that. I don't have no ill will towards that trade right now.
I'm still on the fence.
I mean, rightfully so, because it all depends on Cam. It all depends on how Cam turns out.
Yes, and I do think that if you just swap them out 1 for 1, if you put Luka on this team, we're a better team.
Yeah,
Luka's the MVP candidate. Trey is a fringe all-star, probably an all-star this year. Just 2 levels.
Yeah, I mean, Luka's just, to me, I would say yes because Luka's bigger. I don't know if Luka's a better facilitator right now.
Luka's a better rebounder for sure.
100%, but that's not what we need.
Okay.
He wouldn't have to rebound.
Luka's still going to get you the same amount of assists and the same amount of points. You're just getting all the same production, but also getting, even if he didn't get the 10 or 11 rebounds that he gets with the Mavericks, say he only gets you extra 7. That's 3 more rebounds. That's 3 more opportunities.
I feel like this time. You're also looking at, you got to look at style of play. The Mavericks are a slower team. You got to look at, it's just Trey is a faster player.
But are they slower because of Luka, or are they slower because Trey has one of the best supporting casts, if not the best supporting cast in the NBA. Luka, on the other hand, does not. The guy who should be Luka's right-hand man in Kristaps Porzingis refuses to get in the paint. He only shoots threes. He's just not tough. Then you have to lean. Yes, and he's always injured. Then you have to look at Jalen Brunson. Plays his ass off. Does everything that you can ask of him, but he's just not that. He's not the tier of player that Trey. He's not the bogey, the Clint Capella level of player. And it's very clear that John Collins dominates Kristaps every time that they're on the floor together. There's no longer a question of who's better, and John Collins is available much more regularly. So, yes, it is Luka, and I will say Luka looks fat. He's out of shape, but I think he's upset because there's nobody around. He's like, I can't do this by myself.
Yeah, so when it came to this game, yes, Luka definitely looks out of shape. And that is something that they'll have to address. But, with off-court rumors of how Luka's a diva and all this other stuff, I don't know how that'll play out. I'm not going to get into that. But
that's going to get bad before it gets better. Mavericks are Mavericks and the Pelicans are on a crash course for disaster.
But going back to the game, though, I wanted to bring back likes and dislikes from the game, right? So last season we started saying what we like and what we dislike and what we want to see going forward. I mean, I think when we talk about our likes and dislikes, you'll kind of know what we want to see going forward. So I don't really need to add that in there. But when it comes to the likes and dislikes, we talked about Trey having 19 and 14. We've been saying for 2 years. We've been on air on air. We've been on air for a year almost, or 7 months. No, we started in March, so that's 8 months. Yeah, we've been on air for about 8 months, and we've been saying the whole time, even before we had the Splash Cast, was that we don't need Trey to average 25 and 10. We don't need you to score 30 points. We would like you to when it's needed and everybody's off. That's fine, but night in, night out. 20 and 15, 19 and 14 is what we need. You said something earlier that John Collins will never average 20 and 10 because we're too deep, which is true. But John Collins giving me 18 and 8, 18 and 7, 17 and 7, 3 blocks, 2 steals. I mean, 3 blocks is a lot. A block and a steal. He's balling.
High efficiency. 18 points on 7-11. I'll take that any day.
John Collins was in this game what I liked how Nate did and what we've been calling for the last since he got in was, John Collins is consistent, right? He's consistent. So whenever we get in an offensive lull or we can't figure it out, if you go to John on the block, he's going to get a good shot. He might not make it every time, but he's going to get a good shot. He's cooking Porzingis.
He is.
And then John,
he's going to give you the highest percentage shot on a regular basis.
Every time. And now with John, he's stepping into threes. He's doing all of that. No. And then Capella with the 12 and 13.
It is
on a minutes restriction.
It is that turnaround or spot up jumper. He shot it one time, and I give Tim Hardaway Jr. credit. Lockdown defense, hand in his face. Collins shot that little 15, 17 foot on him and said, "Hey, man, great defense, but you're going to have to trot on down the court because I made that one." And then Chris Stapps,
you 6'5".
Chris Stapps did the same thing. He stepped out there and John said, "Nah, I'm going to shoot this." And that is where John Collins is different than everybody else. Is he finishes around the rim at extremely high level. You can ask Jared Allen or Joel Embiid because bodies have been caught. You give him any space, he'll shoot that jumper, and if he's open, he will knock down that three. It's not that many guys in the NBA that can do all of that.
Nope. And then of course, this gets into my likes. So I like Trey's 20 and 15. And I liked DeAndre Hunter's defense. His defense, when DeAndre Hunter guarded any Mavericks player, they were 1 for 13. He had Luka so frustrated. Luka was blushing on the court. He was flustered. He was flustered. So I like Trey. I have more likes, but I know you have some too. So I like Trey's 20 and 15. I like his decision making. He only had 5 turnovers. 15 assists, 5 turnovers, 3-1. I'm cool with that. And DeAndre Hunter, y'all in trouble. What are your likes, man?
My likes, ball movement. They share the ball. The ball isn't sticking. It's not, especially watching that Celtics and Knicks game where it became like one-on-one ball, pass the ball to Julius.
Oh, second half.
Or pass the ball to Jalen and let them try to win. No, we're just moving the ball until we're going to get a shot that's open and a good shot. Number one. Mm-hmm. Number two, DeAndre Hunter's defense is impeccable, but we also play great team defense. No worries. Yes, we play great team defense. Trey was getting in there. He's not always going to be in the right position, but you can go after the ball. Mm-hmm. At one point, Luka had the ball in his hand, and he was just trying to size him up. Trey slid right in there and took the ball from him. John Collins, I saw just manhandle Chris Stapps and just say, "No, give me this." Chris Stapps was like,
"Yep.
Well, here, I don't deserve it. You're a much tougher player than me. You can have the ball and go down the court and score." So, number one, the way that we move the ball. Number two, team defense. Those are my 2 biggest things. And if we focus on that and limit our turnovers, we are going to be a tough team to stop.
Dangerous team, man. So with everything with likes, there's also dislikes. It was kind of difficult to find a dislike in this game. And I feel like I'm going to be nitpicking, but we just signed Kevin Werder to 4 years, $65 million, right? Kevin, I'm gonna need more from you than 6'5" and 3. He looked off, which Kevin Werder is prone to do. And while I will say I'm being critical of him, I do know that Kevin Werder is a one player that if he have a bad game, he ain't gonna have 2 in a row. He ain't gonna have 2 bad games in a row. So I look for him to improve a lot. And I think because Cam Reddish is back, I think he's trying to find his niche because he was the one they turned to off the bench. And now Cam is back and Cam is explosive. I think Cam had 20 points, 3 rebounds, 2 steals. Cam is explosive and he's looking for his shot. He's kind of our version of the microwave. That's a callback to the bad boys of the Pistons, if y'all don't know. He's our versions of the microwave, like just come in and play defense and score. And I think Kevin Werder has the ability to now be a 15-8 person, a 15-5-5, 15-8-8 type player, because Cam is going to get 20 if he's going to do it. So I want Kevin Werder to find his niche and be more consistent. What about you?
I want to shoot a little bit of bail to Kayvon. Cam was hunting his shot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I watch how the team watches Cam Reddish because Cam is in a weird spot. I think specifically with DeAndre Hunter playing that level of defense, he is getting close. He's locking himself into I'm about to get paid. Mm-hmm. And I think since they're all around the same age, they kind of came in together. They want to stick together. So they're rooting for Cam Reddish. So I think they were kind of deferring, like, let Cam cook, let him find his way. And everybody else, DeAndre Hunter is a NCAA national champion. He came in as more of an adult. You have all the rest of the guys who played in that playoff.
And he also came in at like 21, so his body was more developed too.
Exactly. Then you have all the guys who really played in the playoff stretch. They're, I think, a little bit more confident. Like, hey, we're in a space where we're all right. Then you have Cam Reddish, whose confidence is kind of like it's wavering. You know, he had the situation with Lloyd last year. Him and Nate are trying to figure each other out, and he looks like he may be the odd man out. So I think that he's a little bit more aggressive. And Kevin, like, I just got paid. I'm here. So go ahead. If we can help you get to where you're comfortable, I think Kevin knows that Cam is a better scorer and slasher than me. If we can partner ourselves together on this bench, there's not many benches that can hold Kevin Huerter and Cam Reddish. And I think he knows that at this point, let me feed this guy's ego. They've already invested in me. It's now an opportunity for me to invest in my I guess, co-partner on this bench run, and let's get out here and kick ass. And that's the reason our bench was kicking.
Amazing.
Yeah, they were destroying the Mavericks bench. Matter of fact, our bench.
And the Mavericks don't have really a bench, though, but I think we'll destroy any bench in the league.
Yes, but our bench was playing better than our starters when they got out there. Nobody wanted to say that, but I think at one point, the starters had like 15 points and the bench had like 20.
Oh, yeah. And they settled everything down and the starters came back in and was like, all right, let's get it going. You're right.
But Nate has also said we're not going to stop our energy, because when people get tired, we're going to sub these next guys on the energy. And the energy is
moving.
Y'all can get tired if you want to. We got a whole second line. We playing this thing like
11 players, and we got rookies. And Jalen Johnson was out there looking good too. You know, he hit his first 3 and then he front rimmed the other 2, but he was out there hustling. That's one thing Nate got him doing. Nate got them hustling. Sharif Cooper, you had a rough start, we know, but hey, it's your first regular season NBA game. So, and you playing against real players. Like, so, and I'm not saying D League ain't real players and Summer League, but they're not players that are in the league that are paid. You playing for players that's trying to get on. These dudes are in. This is how they feed their family. So the intensity level is different.
And you're fortunate enough to be able to get in your very first game and actually get on the floor for, a solid amount of time to get comfortable. I don't care what you say. If you played JV your whole life, that first varsity game, you just need to be out there on the floor to see how people move, to see the speed. This is the same thing. And I think that for the long run, I think this will be good for us. And hopefully we can replace Solomon Hill minutes with Jalen Johnson minutes in the future.
So I want to jump back and address something before we move forward, because we have a couple of things I need to address. Charles Barkley and all of the disrespectful people. But you said that Cam may be the odd man out, and I said this last year, and I said it this year. Travis Schlenk has set up the Hawks to be able to sign that young core, because Gallo, who after this year, his contract that last year is only like $4 million. Gallo's hurt. He's older. He's hurt. He's comes in and plays, gives you old man effort, gives you YMCA effort. He gonna hit the three. He gonna play some defense, and if you get past him, he gonna foul you hard. Yep. So that's what you get. And Gallo already started this season along with Lou. And I think those two, because they're older, you got to manage. But all those contracts come off the books. DeLon Wright, who we just signed, Gorgie Jang, who we just signed, Cabarro, who we just signed, Gallo becomes his contract is different. After this year, it goes down to $5 million. Lou Williams after this year. So we can replace, we are in a position to not miss a beat when we lose those guys. So yes. I think we can sign Cam. I think we can keep Cam. I hope so. Now, if as long as Cam don't think he, deserves all-star money. Don't be foolish now.
Yeah.
Don't be foolish now. Know your role. But don't
make a poor life decision, son. Let me tell you what you shouldn't do with your life. Don't throw it away.
And speaking of Travis Schlenk, man, the Hawks spent $408 million in contracts this year. We locked up our center, who's under 30. He's 27. He's the oldest one of the older players. Our center, we locked up Trey. We locked up John. We locked up Werder. DeAndre is definitely the next one. But we filled out our roster. So we are positioned very, very. We doled out a lot of money, but Travis Schlenk is willing and dealing, moving and grooving. And it's looking pretty bright for our future. And
now that you said that, you've number one, let's address $408 million spent by a team in Atlanta. I don't know that this has ever happened. I'm not used to my team spending money and investing in players so that we can be successful for long periods of time. This is foreign to us. They start the whole starting lineup, and I think the sixth man got banners and advertisements and billboards. And I'm looking at Tony Wrestler like, oh, you must know what we know.
Yeah, we got a team.
These guys are actually pretty good, and that is scary. And Charles Barkley, come on down, round mound to rebound. I'm a fan of Charles,
one of my favorite people.
But let me tell you this. You said that the Chicago Bulls are better than the Atlanta Hawks. I'm not going to question whether or not you know basketball because you're a Hall of Famer. And, you're a Hall of Fame commentator too. So I'm not going to take that away from you. But if you look at that roster and the Chicago Bulls with one old big on the whole team and then everybody else about the same height, and then you look at the Atlanta Hawks with Clint Capella, John Collins, Onyeka Okongwu, Gorgie Jang, Danilo Gallinari, and if we really need another four, we're going to play Jalen Johnson. Man, please pause and reconsider. I need you to think about things before you say them. And let's not even get onto the bench. If you look at Chicago's bench, you look at the Hawks bench, and you think they're even comparable, there's a mind that you have lost.
So that was very eloquently put. That was a wonderful way to address Charles Barkley. And I'm glad you did that professionally. Oh. Charles Barkley, you got to shut the hell up. You are completely wrong when you talk about the Hawks and how you saying the Hawks season last year was a fluke. You saying it's a fluke. You said, oh, the 76ers choked that away. No, they choked one game away. They got their ass beat, first off. And that's for all the 76ers fan calling the Hawks cute and all of this other stuff too. We see y'all. We hear y'all. We take a note. Also, you're not respecting the growth and development that we see as fans in Atlanta of the Hawks over this year, right? We've got our roster has gotten better. You have not acknowledged at all, and I'm talking to not just Charles, I'm talking to all the people that picked the Hawks to be 6th or 7th in the East. You have not acknowledged at all that we've gotten better. We've signed our core. We've gotten players back. Remember, we didn't have Cam Reddish till game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals. We got Cam Reddish back. We didn't have DeAndre Hunter at all after the Knicks series. We have gotten better just by getting healthy, and we added 2 rookies that are going to be contributors. And we got a backup center, and we still getting healthy. So don't sit up there and say that we're a fluke. Don't sit up there and acknowledge that all these other teams, because they signed these old ass veterans to $40 million contracts, and now they said that they're gonna be I'm shooting at the Heat, that they said that they're gonna be contenders for the title. No, there's only 2 teams in the East that I'm worried about. 2. That's Giannis, the Milwaukee Giannis's, and the Kyrie-less Nets if they get Kyrie back. That's the only 2 teams I'm worried about. The Chicago Bulls, they're gonna make a feel-good story because they ain't been good. They weren't good before Jordan. They ain't been good since D Rose. So that's a feel-good story for Lonzo. The Ball brothers, that's fine. Caruso out there dunking. White man can't jump, but he proving that wrong. He's doing everything right. Vucevic can shoot, whatever. They got nobody on the bench. Kobe White, I don't believe in him at all. Patrick Williams is hurt. So that's hurt. DeMar DeRozan is good, but DeMar DeRozan is Carmelo Anthony 2.0. He's the Carmelo Anthony without a 3. He's going to do really good on the block, and he ain't going to play no defense. When y'all play us, you're going to see we're going to dominate y'all inside. It's easy. And I'm not one to brag. I'm not one to talk a lot of trash. Right. But what y'all not going to do is keep disrespecting the Hawks, talking about we fluke, talking about we not good. When we sitting up there and I've laid it out for you in 45 seconds. It's not that difficult. Not that difficult. I had to get that up off my chest. I had to get that off my chest.
That's the reason we the realest podcast in the world. We tell it how it is. I do want to circle back to fluke. Fluke is disrespectful.
Very.
Fluke is if we just beat the Knicks. Because everybody remember, and I ain't going to pull up that right now, but everybody picked the Knicks to win. We beat them.
17 out of 20 analysts.
Fluke.
17 out of 20
cool with
NBA
that.
Basketball professional analysts, experts picked them to beat us in 5, 6, or 7 games.
We beat the Sixers. Was not a fluke. We literally broke Ben Simmons. He shattered into a million pieces. And Daryl Morey and Joel Embiid are literally taking a hand broom trying to sweep this up into something that they can make it into
He's
something.
Still not mentally ready.
Exactly. And then the Bucks, let's not act like the Bucks just walked through the Atlanta Hawks. If not for that
sprained foot away from
if not for the referee playing on Milwaukee, this is then Charles. But that's fine because you picked the Bulls. And I'm going to find that video and I'm going to make sure that we play that video 1,000,000 times because I do like the Bulls. I'm a Lonzo Ball fan, but I don't think you notice, but Trey's pretty young. So every year he's going to get better. John Collins, pretty young. He's going to get better. Clint Capella, rebound champ last year, still getting better. And then don't forget our 4th minutes and 5th minutes, Solomon Hill, Tony Snell.
Played the whole season.
Now we've replaced those guys with Cam Reddish and DeAndre Hunter. I would assume I'm not the brightest man in the world, but I am relatively smart. I would assume those guys are head and shoulders above Tony Snell and Solomon Hill. And shout out to Tony Snell. Continue to give him hell wherever you may or may not be. And Solo still on
favorite
the team.
Podcast favorite, man. You're
yes, Solo, we love you. You still the bodyguard of the team, but you're just not DeAndre Hunter nor Cam Reddish. And I don't think he has an issue with that. Hell, he ain't even Jalen Johnson. We got more. Wait, there's more. Hey, Chuck, we on your ass. Know it.
Yeah, man. So, and this all came from when Trey Young said, he said it after the game when he was talking to the the TNT crew, which sparked Charles Barkley to rebut what Trey said. He said, we feel disrespected. And Shaq was like, and he said, we're better than them. And Shaq, Charles said, they're not better than the Heat or the 76ers. And Shaq was like, they beat them. What do you mean they're not better? Like, so
Now that's one thing I do like about Trey. He gonna take that personally.
Him and John Collins. Trey is gonna voice his disdain. John just gonna take a note and dunk.
John said, I got a list. I got a list right here. Joel, I told you on the list.
Yeah. But on keeping with the disrespect train, we are gonna actually end this segment on a good note. After being snubbed and disrespected for not making the top 50 players of all time, Dominique Wilkins has now made the top 75 players of all time in the NBA's 75th season. So shout out to Dominique, one of the best offensive players of all time.
Yeah. The human highlight reel himself.
Human highlight reel. Like our man, one of our friends, Justin Tinsley, said he just played with the Bad Boy Pistons, the Celtics, and the Bulls. That's just unfortunate.
I don't know if there's a worse gauntlet ever.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is. So
and always held his own no matter who he was playing. Y'all gonna respect that man.
He gonna score.
Congrats to him. Congratulations, you guys getting it right though. You shouldn't have fumbled on the first time. The players mess up, but thank you for getting it right this time.
And I want to say when he finally started getting recognition later in his career, I think he tore his Achilles or broke his ankle. He tore his Achilles, which is a death sentence in the 90s. Yeah. It's life support now in basketball.
Unless you're a superhero like that dude was.
So, hey man, shout out to Nique. Salute. Top 75 of all time, well deserved. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of our Hawks segment. We've actually come to the end of part 1 of episode 29 of the Splash Cast, our Atlanta edition. We talked about the Falcons, the Hawks, the Braves. T's and P's to the Braves. Falcons, just don't embarrass me. Hawks, y'all look good. Y'all look good. Y'all look good. What we say? That's what we say. That we got 3 bad kids. We got 3 kids.
Yeah.
The Braves, you the oldest. You just trying to make us proud.
Yeah.
The Falcons, you a terrible middle child. And the Hawks, you the youngest. We see y'all. We gonna put all of our resources into y'all.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, Norwood, if you don't have anything else, man, take us out.
Wait. Where's the HBCU segment?
Part 2.
Yes.
Decided to move that to part 2, ladies and gentlemen, so we could keep our ATL segment, all ATL teams. So be on the lookout for part 2. It will have splashes of the week when there are splashes of the week, and it'll have the HBCU segment first. We don't feel like HBCU should be put last in anything, so we're gonna put them first.
Okay. With that said, number 1, more black baseball. Number 2, Braves, do it for your boy, man. Come on, man. We need the city. For the city. Do it for your boy. Number 3, more black cowgirls, more black cowboys. Once again, always, even though HBCU got moved, still always support your neighborhood HBCU and support yours. And if you don't have one to support, hey, send your money to Hampton University. If you need the address, I got it for you. Outside of that, you could have been anywhere else in the world. You came and kicked it with me and Reggie. We are eternally grateful. And of course, hang out. Adios, mi amigos.
Peace.
We come from the bottom, we ain't have shit. We was just broke, broke as a bitch. Say, look how we move legit. I take them to school, I'm school and shit. And this how it look when you come from the trench. And this how you look when you coming from shit. You ain't had nothing, but this how it is. See, this how it look when you do it for real. Just little trick, I ain't even have shit. Young nigga just jumped off the plane. 10-17 on a young nigga chain. I rode in the bitch and I put it on gang. In the dumb, me and walk hogging up both lanes. Smoking on gas, me and shot propane. I was hurt in the bitch, I ain't had no name. 97500 for a bottle of low man. We was in the back, separated snakes from the rest. Now young nigga getting rest, what you know about that? Really having peas in the scat, now I got a mirror jeans to match. Remember grandma had greens in the back, you ain't never been seen with them racks. You ain't never pop beans out the pack, you ain't seen me with that. Try to make me believe you ain't red. Now 10-17, I'ma come from the bottom. We ain't have shit, we was just broke, broke as a bitch. Say, look how we move legit. I take them to school, I'm school and shit. And this how it look when you come from the trench. And this how you look when you coming from shit. You ain't had nothing, but this how it is. See, this how it look when you do it for real. On top of the world, this how it feel. I went and did it, I did it for real. Ice on my neck and they giving me chills. And they really hurt cause I shitted on them. And I'm really ballin', come shooting your gym. And diamond like water, I'm ready to swim. I stand on the scale and it's heavy for real. He play with the gang and it's heavy for him. We come from the bottom, we ain't have shit. We was just broke, broke as a bitch. Say, look how we move legit. I take them to school, I'm school and shit. And this how it look when you come from the trench. And this how you look when you coming from shit. You ain't had nothing, but this how it is. See, this how it look when you do it for real. We come from the bottom.
See, with Doc, we just, like, I'm new to this rap shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm new to this money shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm 10, 17 now, so, man, you know, my lifestyle changed, so I gotta put it in my raps now, you know?